What's up, guys? Today we're taking a look at this knife. This is the Demko AD20S. This is the slim, so it's not the full thickness, it's the slim one. Just a standard slim AD20. Not the AD20.5, that's a smaller knife. This is the AD20 made by Demko Knives in the USA. This particular one is the clip point version here. They come in all kinds of blade shapes, slicer grinds, all kinds of other, grinds and blade shapes, but this particular one's just the clip point with the slot and the thumb stud. As you can see, it's slim. So here I'll compare it to my other. I got an 80/20 here. This is the full thickness, so you can see there it's slimmer. See, slimmer blade stock, slimmer lock. Same overall shape, just thinner. So you can see here. Really nice stone washing on that blade. I love the way they do these stone washings. It's like a really nice, simple, tumbled stone wash. Looks really good. Very smooth finish overall. This particular one has these OG goat scales. USA made aluminum OG goat scales. This is the drift pattern. It's like a wavy kind of deal. Looks really cool. Fluted kind of wavy pattern. Gives this cool optical illusion kind of deal. Looks awesome. And it has a pocket clip. This is an aftermarket deep carry clip from Lynch Northwest, I believe. So really cool there. That works super well. Doesn't have a backspacer. You can get backspacers for these, but this one's just the normal standoffs like it comes from the factory. This is a really cool knife. It's got a 20 CV blade steel here. Sorry, it's marked on the inside there. Check that out. CPM 20 CV. Pretty cool. I like where they put those markings. It's kind of hidden, so you know what it is, but it's kind of tucked away so you don't have any branding on the blade. I love that the blade doesn't have any writing on it. It's nice and plain. You can tell. You can see the finish, really see the nice kind of stone washing there. Amazing action. This is the shark lock, obviously. Andrew Demko has created the shark lock, and it's wonderful. This thing is a joy to use. Open, close. Pretty much like the easiest knife to open and close. You can also reverse flick it using the fuller, reverse flick it, you can use the thumb studs, reverse flick it with the thumb studs. I mean, this thing, you can even open it with the lock itself. Just a really fidgety kind of joy to use, fidgety lock. If you do get one of these, you'll find yourself fidgeting with it a lot. It's just so clicky, clacky. Great sounds, too. Really cool. So yeah, this thing's just super easy to operate, easy to manipulate, just really nice. And this the slim one that this is very slicey as well. It's got a nice sharp, you can see that edge on there. It looks pretty good. This is pretty much factory. I haven't really used it a whole lot. I used it a little bit. I carried it for a little while, but yeah, it originally came with titanium scales, but I put the titanium scales on my full-size AD20. This is the ones that it came with. I just switched them. I got these aluminum scales for this one, so really cool. AD20. It's got you can see on the inside here. I don't know if you can tell. It's got a patent number on the inside there, on the inside of the shark lock. But yeah, it's got a lanyard hole. So if you like lanyard holes, this pocket clip gets in the way of lanyard hole, which I think is kind of funny. Obviously, it doesn't normally. Usually, the pocket clip it goes through. It goes through the lanyard hole, goes through the pocket clip. But yeah, really comfortable knife, I would say, especially with these scales. It makes it even more comfortable. It originally came with these G10 scales, these brown G10 scales, is what it came with, and those are nice and they're pretty comfy. It's a little more grippy than this kind of wavy texture. It's a little bit softer, a little bit softer feeling, a little bit comfier, rounded, a little bit more rounded. It's really nice. I like these OG goat scales. They work really well. They feel really good in the hand. You can even choke up. You got kind of like a half of a like a trigger finger kind of choke up position. Not a full choil, just a little spot up there for your finger. It locks in super well. That's what I love about these AD20s and the AD20Ss is the lock-in grip is really good, really solid, really secure. You really feel like you could do a lot with this. I mean, and this lock is super solid. I mean, there's no play at all, no up, down, left, right, no wiggle, and that's while having, pretty much drop shut action. And you just let it go, and it drops. Pretty amazing. And I do find that the thinner one is a little bit sharper when disengaging it because you have less material, and so it stabs your finger a little bit more than the full thickness lock does. The full thickness one is definitely more comfortable because you have more grip with your finger on that lock. But this one's not too bad, and they did a good job. Sorry, I missed the flip there. It's on bearings. This one's on bearings. I think this might even have This might even have skiffs in it. I don't remember which one. One of these has skiffs in it. I don't remember which one it is, but I think it's this one. But either way, it's super smooth, super awesome. I highly recommend getting one of these. I'm manipulating it with the left hand here. They're really cool, and in my opinion, the AD20.5 is not as good. Like, if you're gonna get one of these and you like slightly larger size knives, especially if you like larger size knives, go for the AD20. I know they're more expensive, but you will enjoy them more over time. The lock just feels way better, in my opinion. I've had an AD20.5 and it just didn't feel as easy to manipulate, or as easy to carry. It didn't feel as comfortable, at least for my hands, because I have bigger hands. It didn't feel as comfortable. This is way better. The bigger size is just way better. And right now, I prefer the full thickness ones, just because that lock is a little bit more comfortable to operate, and I like having a really firm, large grip in the hand, kind of hand-filling grip, at least with these bigger ones. And I like it without the fuller. This one doesn't have the slot in it, which I think looks really cool. But either way, these things are awesome. They're amazing. If you decide to go with the slim or the full thickness, you will love either one. You really will. Andrew Demko does such a good job. The quality on this is awesome. Solid lockup, no complaints at all with lockup, and it's perfectly centered as well. So no issues there at all. Let me do some size comparisons. I'll compare it up against the AD20 here, the full thickness AD20, and I also just got this full thickness AD20 in Magnet Cut. Look at that, with the harpoon style blade. Love this harpoon style blade. This is like my dream Demko for a long time. I just always wanted one of these blade shapes. Well, ever since they came out last year. Just a really cool version of it. This has some titanium scales on it as well, but this is like a more grippy, like almost aggressive texture. But you can see full thickness as well. So you can compare against those two. These are two full thicknesses. That slim in the middle there. All the same size, same dimensions, everything. Just the only difference is it's the slim is thinner, obviously. You can see here. I can even compare them this way so you can tell what we're working with here. So it's thinner, these are thicker. So it slices a lot better because of that. I've sliced paper with this thing. It slices much better than the full thickness ones do. Compared to some other large knives, the Microtech MSI, which also has OG goat scales. These are aluminum OG goat scales. And then my ZT0308. I mean, you can see all these custom scales on there. I like replacing stock scales with custom scales, obviously. Pretty cool. So you can see there. Very comparable in size, maybe slightly shorter than the 308 and the MSI. It's about the size of a Microtech MSI if you have one of those or you're familiar with that size. That's about how big it is. We'll compare it to, actually, I also have a Demko AD20i. This is another one that I have as well. This one did have scales on it, but I took them off. So actually, compare them here. These are all my Demkos that I currently have right here. Let's see if I can move them down here. It's kind of a snapshot of my Demko knives, my Demko collection at the moment. So the 3 full thicknesses and then 1 slim. So this is the AD20i, the AD20. This is another full thickness with the Magnet Cut blade. This is 20 CV, 20 CV, and 20 CV, but this is a Magnet Cut with the harpoon blade. So really cool versions of these. Just kind of cool to take a look at what I have at the moment, because these two are, this one's already sold and this one's being sold. If you guys are interested, this is probably, it might still be available on my eBay store. So you can go take a look at that. It's in my about page. You can find my eBay store. So, so let's compare against those. Pretty cool to see what Demko knives I've had. I'm gonna keep these 2 full thickness ones, obviously, and then these 2 will be going bye-bye. But pretty cool. And I'm gonna compare it to some other ones. Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. So you can see there, it's kind of bigger than the PM2 and slightly smaller than, or the PM3 is smaller than that as well. So definitely on the larger side. If you like the if you like smaller knives, this probably isn't up your alley, but you might give it a try anyway. Just because I don't recommend the AD20.5 as much. It's a great knife, and a lot of people love it. Maybe if you're into smaller versions, that's probably the one you should get. But I just love the 20S and the AD20 better. So this is compared to the Kiosi Penguin and the Benchmade Bugout. So it's much bigger than both of those. And yeah, so actually, gotta prepare the one more knife here. So VV Elementum, I happen to have one of those here. So pretty big knife. I love the size. This is an excellent size. Definitely the size of knife I like to carry. One more thing, we'll take the weight on it. Whoa, hold on, there we go. See if I can focus. Okay, this weighs 6 ounces, so it's definitely gonna be on the heavier side. This is with the aluminum scales. I'm not sure what they are with the G10 scales, but that's with the aluminum scales. So it's gonna be lighter than if it had titanium scales, but definitely still on the heavier side. But I mean, you compare that to my full thickness titanium one, it's going to be much more, 7.3 ounces. So yeah, and then this harpoon one actually might be even more. Yeah, 8.3 ounces, so this is even heavier. It's kind of crazy. But the G10 full thickness one's 6.2 ounces, so it might be, this is definitely the lightest one though, at 6 ounces. So it's going to be lighter in the pocket. That's why the AD20S is probably a better option if you decide to really hard use these or carry them all the time, just because it's thinner and it slices better, and you still get that full thickness in your hand with full grip in your hand. So that's the AD20S. I absolutely love this knife. It's an excellent all USA made knife, especially now it has these. It's got these really nice aluminum scales on there. I love these aluminum scales. They just look so good. So really cool version of the Demko AD20S. So that's it for this. Please. Actually, I'm going to show one more knife that I compared it to. This my McNeese Mac 2 3.5 inch, another awesome USA made knife, definitely on the smaller end, but you can see you almost get not quite the same amount of blade, but almost the same amount of blade, so the handle to the blade ratio on this knife is just amazing. But that's just another comparison there. Absolutely love this knife. Definitely check out Demko knives. Highly recommend these. They're awesome. I really don't have many complaints with this thing. I really don't. It's kind of awesome. So I just prefer the full thickness one, just a personal preference. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. That's it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye.